speaking of, I was thinking, I had a vision.
What's your vision? What's your vision?
Right, this is the vision. I think when I come back, you introduce me the same way you did C-West and Jalen. Because, hear me out, right? I'm back. I'm new. You should introduce me.
You back and you new. You not back and you new. You. It's the same, just different. It's you just back. It's Biscuit head is finally in the chick.
No, see, you're not listening. You not listening. I wasn't really giving you an option. You gonna introduce me like you did Jalen and C-West because I am back and I am new. All right, God made me new today, just like He made me new yesterday. Argue that. Thank you. All right, so what's gonna happen is I'm gonna go out there, all right, and you think of something funny to say, something clever to say, and then you could white lightning, the flash again. I gave you my ideas in the beginning. Anything you want to say, and I'm gonna come in and put in some like effects or something when I come in, something cool behind me. I saw how the editing went. All right, so I just want the same treatment. All right, so I'm gonna go. Okay. All right, you got that? You good?
Yeah, I see this, man.
Are we good?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Hey, don't ruin this for me. All right.
Welcome to Halftime Radio Show, episode number 6. It's your boy, Uncle JB, and you know what? Today we don't got no special guests. Today we got the one, we got the homie, we got the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Biscuit Head, Nick Andrews. What's going on, big dog? Look at you, about to knock things over, man.
I'm back.
Walking in here like you in an old Western movie.
I'm back. Yeah, what's up, baby?
Man, if you don't sit down so we can get started, things still rocking in the back.
Good. I leave, I leave a thunderous presence when I walk around.
That's how you walk in, huh?
Yeah, I gotta make an impression.
Well, what's going on, man? YouTube family, YouTube channel, episode number 6 of the Halftime Radio Show. You already know this guy. He back. What's been going on with you, my man? What's been what's been new? We had to, there's some co-hosts. We had some good co-hosts in the meantime of you being away, man. So what's been new with you, man?
Yeah, bro. Shout out to Jalen. Shout out to C-West, man. I was obviously watching. They did a great job. It was awesome to hear what their insight was, and so shout out to them first and foremost. For coming on, and it's exciting to see we getting more people ingrained, and it's only going to continue. As we continue to reach out and, be aware, be looking up. We might reach out to you to bring you on. So be looking. And what I've been doing really is just working hard and attending some family events here and there, So my sister's been, as you know, singing the national anthem.
I told the family about that, man.
Yeah,
told the fam. I said, she did a great job. Y'all need to go check her out. Check out Chloe's page. She got it on her Instagram. We'll put the tag right here. Yep. That was dope, man. How was that? Man,
it was such an experience, man. I love that I have the ability to even talk about it because, I was an athlete, right? So I did all the athletic events from the field, but it was so unique being a bystander, right? And being able to witness it as somebody who really wasn't involved, right? The only horse I had in the race, if you will, was my sister doing the way she, singing the way I know she can, right? And that was really all I was worried about. But they were like, yeah, come on the field, and they brought all of us on there, and we got to stand right there, while she's singing the national anthem, and I'm seeing my sister's face up on the big screen of the baseball game, and hearing people just cheer from the stands as she hits notes and stuff. I mean, it was really a surreal experience, and it was kind of like, I think, something for her that really, opened her mind to what doors are ahead if she continues to pursue it, because I think she hasn't quite had any she's had some successes, but nothing I'd say that's huge. So kind of getting into that, right, and seeing what can be when you perform a certain way and people want you to perform at their events, and seeing what goes along with that, I think was a really cool experience for her, and I think is going to kind of motivate her moving forward. So that's what I've been doing, and just trying to hone my craft at work and take care of the home life. Sometimes you just gotta kind of rein back in with what's going on, and I was traveling a little bit, so finally back in town. And the first thing I had to do when I got back in town,
You
come back on the show.
already know what's going on the halftime radio show.
Huh.
We back with it. You was in OKC, right?
Yep.
Was it JC?
Yep.
JC, she got a house.
She did, man. She bought a house.
Congrats, that's awesome, man. Shout out to y'all. That's dope.
Yeah, JC and Mitch got them a house out in OKC, so we were experiencing that.
I've never been to OKC, so
man, you're gonna have to come out. We're gonna have to go out and experience it. I'll tell you what, they got some crazy good restaurants that it seems like it would be like they look. It's like how we got fast food joints, on every corner. They got some little hole, they would seem like hole in the walls, but some real good steak and rice places. You could eat healthy but eat quick because they making a few different things. They got all kinds of different culinary backgrounds and different kind of restaurants. You know what I'm saying? Diversity. So it was really cool experience. We ate at a few different places and got to experience their home, which is a lovely home. I think they got a steal of a house, right? So it was cool. But yeah, man, excited to be back. Dig back in with you. I know we got some good stuff today. I'm excited about this episode. We got some real good topics, I think, to really get into.
And make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe.
You heard them.
Appreciate y'all. We appreciate all the engagement. Thank you so much for everything that's been going on. We're going to continue to keep these things rolling. But with that said, my man, you know what time it is. Like we did with Jalen and CUS, we'll use that number 4 for the time that we just talked. We got 3 questions in these lockers, my dog. Okay. So
I like the sound of that. It sounds like I'm getting my intro, I asked for.
I'll let you. This man, right here. You better be looking out and grab it. I got a pretty good position now. I ain't falling over.
You can get to the lockers now.
It's pretty.
I see you made some changes while I was going. I'm glad. I'm happy.
Yeah,
for that.
you know how I go.
Any assistance? We didn't have to get you one of those. Those little extension sticks where you could grab things, so you could grab the locker, open it up, grab the nut out. Anyway, my fault. First one we're gonna dive into: are you a proud Christian?
Oh yeah, I'm a proud Christian, man. There's no hesitation to that. Say it with my chest. I'm a proud Christian. I wear it on my chest, man. That's absolutely. Look, at the end of the day, what's Romans 1:16? I got that tattoo on the inner part of my arm, right? I'm unashamed to preach the gospel. Really, I'm unashamed to be who God called me to be. I had struggles with it. I had problems with it before. There's a lot of times that I didn't represent God in moments because I felt like I would be looked at as a certain way. Now, I don't care how you look at me. You can look at me in whatever way you want to look at me. It has nothing to do with my life, right? So I'm a proudly wear. I'm a proudly represent. I'm a proudly put on the cloth that God set out for me, right? Because at the end of the day, we all represent something. At the end of the day, we all represent something. Some people might represent money.
Whether you know it or not.
Some people might represent sex. Some people might represent gluttony. You know what I'm saying? And that could be not in the form of just food. Just you a greedy type of person, right? So exactly.
You could be patient though. You could be kind. You can be generous.
So for me, man, I'm a proud Christian because it's allowed me to have somebody to model a life of greatness after. I'm gonna continue to chase him as much as I can, as long as I can, as hard as I can, right? And I'm not, me. You know how I get whenever somebody try to tell me that, you can't say this, you can't do this, you can't be this, you can't be that. Yep. I look at you sideways. Because I'm going to do what I'm going to do. Straight up. You know that. Yep. So at the end of the day, And shout out to all my Christian family and my Christian brothers across the world, because I see the, in certain countries you can't be free. We couldn't be having this conversation right now in certain countries, right? Because you get persecuted, right? So I want to send out my love to all my family out there, my strength to all my family, and just know that you got people out here that support you and that love you. And as a Christian, and I say that with my chest, I love you and I want the absolute best for you. And I think sometimes, bro, like, we can get it confused. Letting people know that you are a Christian don't mean that you saying that you're a perfect person.
Tell it to everybody in the back who didn't listen the first time. Say it one more time.
Just because you tell people that you're a Christian don't mean that you are a perfect person. And I think so many times, so many people are like, oh, you're a Christian? Oh, this perfect guy. Like, no, that's not what it is. I'm not perfect. In fact, I'm acknowledging that I'm a sinner. You dig what I'm saying? I'm acknowledging I'm falling short. That I'm not sticking to the straight and narrow. You dig? So, in a way, like when I say that I'm a Christian, I understand that somebody came and died on the cross for my sins. Somebody did something to pay the way for me to be able to have everlasting life, and I just have to believe in this in this man that did it, and his name is Jesus. You dig? And so for me, I'm gonna represent that because I believe that. I know that. I feel that. Right. Yeah. I don't. And it's not even just in just the word. The word became real in my life.
It's funny how it does that, huh?
Funny. So, I mean, yes, absolutely, man. What about you, dog?
Absolutely, yeah. I do my best to represent, him all the time. I obviously fall short of that, from time to time, as we all do. But that's honestly what makes me even more excited about, worshiping him, is that there has been no other person that has ever walked this path and done it perfectly and been blameless. And so the one person that did that died for our sins and said, I love you. And before you, I will walk this life to show you it can be done. So there's no question about, right? Because all y'all can't do it. So there could be a question of whether it could or could not be done. But I did it now. Right? So you've seen it. It can be done. And all of you just don't decide to walk that path, right? And so therefore we are all, right, like you said, sinners. And we all need him to be seen, as blameless. And when it comes time for judgment. And that's the only answer, is through him. Right? Because there's nothing we can do outside of that.
Through the blood of Jesus.
Exactly. So yeah, I think there's something to be proud of, because you're proclaiming a message of joy and of love and of peace
and victory.
Right? Yeah, and people need to hear that, because as you know, and the time and time again, some people will turn away from it and decide they don't believe that, but there's a lot of people who don't hear it. There's people who don't know. And you don't know until you know, right? And if you haven't heard the word, how can you know that it's really intertwined with your life, like through and through, no matter who you are. When you read it, When you read it, you're like, whoa, and it hits right in your head, like, boom, this is exactly what he was talking about through this. He's talking to me in this, right? Everybody's had those moments, and I don't care who you are, because I promise you, at some point, he has made a point to give you that moment. Whether you chose to embrace it, indulge it, and accept it, it's up to you. But, he makes a point to hit us all, right? So, I think I want to proclaim it, because I don't know if I'm the person. Maybe I'm that person for somebody that's supposed to proclaim it to them, to get them interested, for them to take the next step. You never know where somebody's at in their journey, or when somebody needs encouragement or needs to be reminded of them. Like I walk that path all the time, and from time to time, like, that's why I need my brothers like you, and like some of my other brothers out there who I in my circle, who I rely on faithfully. That I would call when I'm frustrated, or when I don't understand, or when I just need to talk it out, or just tell somebody about my life, because there's only a few people that you can really trust like that in this life, right? And so yeah, man, proud and always proclaiming it.
Absolutely, man. And like and it's one of those things that I'm proud, but I'm not gonna force it on anybody. You know, at the end of the day, what does he say? You know, a mustard seed, the smallest seed of them all, right? And that thing grows into the biggest tree of them all, right? And so for me, I'm not trying to force my faith, my religion. I'm not trying to force Jesus on anybody. Jesus gonna do what Jesus do.
Exactly.
You feel me?
Yeah.
And all I gotta do is just live my life. And at the end of the day, whatever y'all pick up, whatever we share, whatever you think that man, that sticks with me. That hey man, I'm glad, man, and reach out to us. We only a message away. You feel me? To talk about our faith, talk about the strength of what God gives us, you know, and like you said, having brothers in arms, having a community, it helps you out. But at the end of the day, man, like, hey, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I'll fear no evil. You did.
You can't because you know you got the highest of the high. You got the King of Kings. You got the Lord of all lords. You ain't nobody higher than him. So it's like I don't, you know, that's why you gotta. That's why it just makes sense. Why not? Why would you not align yourself with the winning team? In this case, it's okay to be a bandwagon because he already is victorious. You know what I'm saying?
I'm a bandwagon this one right here.
I'm a bandwagon on this one. He did the work. So if he's saying, hey, you could take victory with me for the work I already did.
All you gotta do is hop on, man.
I mean, ain't nothing wrong with that.
Hey, shit, I'm cruising.
I'm gonna hop on the back with you, you know?
Riding to victory, baby.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Man, let's go ahead and get into the next one. Which one you pull?
I hit number 1, so I think it's between 2 and 3, whatever you feeling.
Go right down. You like that? You see that? I know you see that.
Grabbed it.
I know you see that.
You didn't even fall out your chair or nothing.
I know y'all saw that eyebrow twerk.
He's been, you know, improving since the last time I was on.
Somebody gonna get knocked out after.
That's crazy.
I'm kidding. All right, so we talk about growth, but what drove you to revival/restoration? That's a good question. So yeah, man. So I guess what drove you to become you know, we talk about revival, we talk about restoration. What drove you to become a better person, or it drove you back to your roots, or yeah, what does that look like for you?
Yeah, that's a good one. You know, and it's funny that you say that because it brings to mind a couple of things. Because the beginning of the year, funny enough, this is the first year I've ever done this, but I was listening to this podcast, and I was also doing some counseling through Dell, actually, you know, through Lear or whatever. And so I was doing some of that, and both in two different instances, through this podcast and through my counsel, I got asked to, you know, think about what words are going to come for your year, right? What words are in front of your year, and to ask, you know, God for what that looked like, right? So I tried to spend some time and ask him, and one of the words that came to me through that was restoration, you know. And so it was interesting because I've never really tried anything like that, and that was kind of something that stuck with me. And not only has that stuck with me from the beginning of the year, but it's something that has been brought up multiple times, you know. And I think because I think there's a big emphasis on, you know, post-COVID, right? It was a lot of grief for a lot of people, or a lot of just trauma, a lot of just things out of whack, man, like all over the place. People are just trying to get across the finish line, just trying to finish the day, understandably so. So, you know, I think a lot of people have gone to relief. I'm not even gonna speak for a lot of people. I'm gonna speak for me. I have gone to relief as a point of strength, or as opposed to truly being restored in who I am with God, right? And because if you're restored in Him, then you're getting your strength, you're getting your courage, all that's coming from Him, right? And so when you get to a point, when you work or you what have you, and you come back to resting, to home, to whatever is after work for you, if you're running straight to relief every time, to me, that's a sign of you're escaping something. I know from experience. I've been there. I've had.
What does relief mean?
Like you. It could be watching TV. It could be playing video games. It could be any number, whatever your. A hobby is a hobby. You can do it in your past, but when it becomes past a hobby, more of an obsession, and you have to be honest with yourself, because if you spending more than a couple hours, and even a couple hours a day on some days, you really, if you think about it, it's hard to get a couple hours into something consistently that's not work or eating or sleeping. It's hard to do that every day, and if you're giving time to the people in your life, then you really don't always have that. So if you're spending, and I'm guilty of it, I'll be the first one to say it, multiple hours a day on something like that, then that's not healthy. If we being honest, right? That's going to relief. That's not. There's a point where you can enjoy that, and that is healthy, and it's good to get a break. It's good to take some time and unwind or talk to the boys on the game, like that. That's great. But when you take it past, I'm staying up from 8 to 10 to play with the boys, to now I'm staying up to 8 to 12, or now I'm staying up to 8 to 2, now I'm staying up to 8 to 4. Now it's impacting your schedule. Now you're behind on your week. When you're doing that is relief. That is you again idolizing something. You taking that relief on, as opposed to giving time to your significant other or your family members. There's somebody in your life who, no matter who you are, that needs you. So if you are not giving them that time, you're missing the opportunity to touch that person and impact that person in a stage when they need you, because we all need each other at any given moment. You know what I mean? You never know.
The best thing that you can do for another person is to encourage them and strengthen them. That's the best thing that you can do for another human, man. Is to give them love and give them strength and give them encouragement and let them know that somebody's in their corner. That's the best thing you can do for somebody, man. And I think so many people miss that. Like, sometimes all it takes is a thumbs up. Yeah. That's it. What you were talking about, man. With the restoration, man. I like that. I think one thing that drove me to restoration and changing my mind is that I got into a lot of trouble. And so I started realizing, and I'm not going to lie to you, right? I'm not going to get into all the details, but I was sitting in jail one day and I was like, man, like, is this the person I want to be? I had a question and nobody else was around. I was in a little pod by myself, right? And I remember I had just talked to my mom. She was getting ready to, bail me out, and I just was like, man, like, what am I doing? Why am I choosing this path? And what made me think about restoration, or restoring my mind, or in my case, what I thought was taking back my territory, was the fact that this is my life. I only get one shot at this, right? Why am I allowing other things outside of my control to control my life and dictate? Like, the things that were outside of my control led me into this situation. I'm sitting in jail. You dig what I'm saying? And so, but if I took responsibility in certain areas, it wouldn't even led to this point.
I wouldn't even have been in that situation.
So I had to say, hey, you know what? Like, let me take 10 steps back. Dig up everything that I just planted. Dig it all up. It's not good. It's bad seed. I know it is. And let me restart. And it was not, and that was when you find areas sometimes in your life where you have to unlearn things, and I think sometimes a lot of people are scared to unlearn something, or if you know something was taught to you in a bad way or wrong, and you're not ready to face that, you have to. Like, you gotta unlearn certain things, man. And for me, I had to unlearn a lot of things. Not only, with what I put, as far as what society was doing to me, but what I was doing to myself and what I thought was good for me. Right? I had to unlearn things. I had to peel things back and reshape it and reform it. And it wasn't even necessarily me. Let me stop capping. That was God. That was God molding me, shaping me, taking me through different situations and
holding up a mirror.
Yeah,
to show you what you was doing, right?
So I thank the Holy Spirit. That's what it is. It's the Holy Spirit. I thank Him for convicting me. Conviction is, I think, the key to restoration. Once you've become convicted in a way, you're on a highway to restoration, bro. Because if you can feel conviction, you know that you want to make a change. You want to make a change. It's not a question. If you feel a certain way, if you feel bad about something, you want to change it. Yeah. That's conviction.
Yep. Doesn't mean you're gonna be perfect, but if you working to get better, right? You on the right path. Because he gonna help you as you steer. As long as you locked into him, right? He gonna help you when you maybe walk, one step too far to the left, too far to the right. That he gonna help you out there. He understand that we not perfect, right? He knows that. That's why he did what he did, right? So that's great. I think being restored really just is when you can finally get to that point where you are really just truly relying on him. You watching him, following him in all things, and it's a hard thing to get to. So I think it's something we all strive to do.
Yeah, man.
I think that's good.
Yeah, dog. But with that said, man.
All right, man.
Let's go ahead and get into number 3.
You see how I reached that? No problem.
Anyway, man, you 6'2",
yeah,
6'3"?
Might as well be 6'5". I wish.
If you don't read the card.
Summer plans. Sorry. What y'all doing for the summer?
What you doing for the summer, man?
Man, I actually got an interesting story about that, and it's funny that this is up because I just heard this story like last week, and it was about about evaluating your summer plans, because this is about the time right in the year where everybody kind of makes the plan for the back half of the year. If you're gonna fly, in the back half of the year, even in the summer, right, or even go anywhere, you got to start planning now. If it's anything that's remotely popular, you got to reserve it or book it or get your hotel and your flights, and you talk to the people who are gonna go. Like, you need all that stuff kind of straightened out, right? So now's the time when you kind of making those plans. And he was saying that they started praying on all of their events or plans and when they're going to do stuff. And I thought that was a great practice. And he said the interesting story is why, and it's that, so they had this family vacation they took, I guess 1 year, and it was like it was like a foresty type cabin lodge type thing where there's activities, and it's kind of a family oriented thing, zip lining, you think, probably some rock climbing and some adventure hiking, right? Good stuff like that. And so he said they go first year, phenomenal. They love it, right? And so they second year they comes to it, they pray again, asking if they could go to this, and they feel confirmed as yes, they can go, so they go, right? They go to the same place, same time, same date. Great time, phenomenal time. He said again, one of the best vacations they ever had. And so the third year they're gonna go, right? They go to pray on it, and they don't feel. They say God said no. He said the family got together, they all prayed, and they felt like God said no. Right, and that takes some strength, and some courage to even to take the time to listen and to feel like God saying no, and then to be like, if He says no to you, what are you like? What do you? Are you
I
vacation?
just went the past 2 years. Like, what you mean?
The vacation? Why you
like
saying
we
no?
going to the same spot that we always go.
Right, exactly. So what would you do, right? If you hard-headed like me, you would probably ask again. So they did, right? They asked again, and he said no. And so they waited a week. Maybe he's in a bad mood for a couple weeks, right? So the third week, they try again. Third week, and he says no again. And so fast forward to the same week. I guess I think it was like I think he said it was August 8th, but I could be misrepresenting the date. But it was several months in advance. It's probably 4 to 6 months in advance, right? The same week they're gonna go to this lodge in Colorado, and that exact week, there is a fire in Colorado at that ends up being like a 450 square mile fire, one of the biggest fires in Colorado, and it happened to go through that area where they would have been the week that they would have been there.
That's crazy.
Crazy, right?
This guy right there.
God is crazy. And so I think that's a testimony to, wow, like I really want to start praying on the things that I'm about to go do, just to make sure, because, it just, not that they couldn't have survived that or couldn't have gotten through that, but it's like if you listen to God, he makes your path clear, right? That's what he says. I will make your path clear if you follow me, right? So he's just like, hey, I'm gonna save you the trip. I'm gonna save you the trouble. You might would have fun for one day, but then you would have been panicking for 6, right? So like I'm gonna just save you that if you just listen to me. So anyways, getting back to my summer plans. I have a couple, but I'm gonna be praying over the next couple weeks to see, should I go, should I not go?
Well, so you better shut down my summer plans. Dang, man.
My fault. I ain't mean to shut anybody down. I'm just saying, hey, ask for confirmation. You never know. It's crazy times, right? A fire could be you get sick. It don't have to be crazy like that. That was an extreme example, which is wild. But it could be a stomach bug that just derails your vacation. I mean, I'm just trying to save you time. All right. Say you're trying to save you days off. If you request it off, I'm trying to make sure you can have off. If you request off and you get sick,
you got any trips you going on this summer, man?
Oh, man, I got on a tangent, didn't I? Yeah, man. I think I'm going to Europe.
You going to Europe?
Potentially. If war don't break out, I'm just saying, if war don't break out, I believe Morgan's friends getting married in Europe or England or London. And oh my gosh, if it is England, I might have to vlog it. Because hear me out.
Y'all want to see Biscuit Head in
England? Are you kidding me?
Eating some biscuits, which they call crumpets.
I'm gonna come back with a British accent, and I kid you not. As long as I get to talk to a couple British people, it's a wrap. I know I can get it, and I've been saying for the longest time. Ask my family. I'm gonna learn a British accent. I'm gonna learn a Jamaican accent. I'm gonna learn a Australian accent.
Give me your best,
and
British,
then I'm gonna use them all in the same conversation.
Give me your best British accent right now.
Hold on, you go first. I gotta think about it. I forget how the Brit sounds.
Bro,
they do be fishing chips. I'm just gonna learn it while I'm there.
Give me some crumpets and tea. Some
Did
crumpets
they talk like
and
that?
tea. Some crumpets and tea.
Crumpets and tea. I mean, I know they do fish and chips.
Do they? I don't know what they be doing over there.
Fish, chips. They it's like a fried. I don't even know. I know they ain't got French fries. I'm gonna be pissed when I'm eating. Gosh, dang! I love me some French fries. I can't even.
I mean, they got I think they got McDonald's over there. You should be able to get some French fries and stuff like that with your crumpets and tea.
With my crumpets, my biscuits.
Yeah, Biscuit Head Nick is eating a crumpet.
So I'm gonna be in Britain.
I think is crumpet a food? I don't know what it is.
Crumpet is, but I'm gonna try it when I'm there. I'm gonna try all that stuff. I might come back looking like a Brit. I might have a whole wig on with the curls in the back. Oh wait, that was like our founding.
That's like them Georges and all them things.
Oh dang, I was thinking that was a British
wig.
thing.
I guess they did have all that, but you gonna be in the Sherlock Holmes time, all that. You know.
All right. So maybe I'll come back with a little more investigator vibe. You never know.
That's how you know that we need to learn our countries a little bit more.
I gotta be better.
We not that well traveled, and I apologize if I didn't have a good accent.
Me too.
Teach me, please.
We gonna be better. All right, we're gonna be more traveled one day.
I promise.
And so yeah, I'm going to Britain, and then I'm gonna go to the river, spend some time with the family.
Yeah, man. Okay, that's what's
up. And then what about you? You know what I'm saying? What you got going on?
Something that's always lit for JB, man, because it's JB Day in July. You know, so July 9th is my birthday, man. So the summertime, I gotta get JB fine. You know, gotta do my thing. I'm kidding. This summer, I really don't celebrate my birthday too much, to be honest with you. Like, I'm thankful that I'm moving along. I'm thankful that God has blessed me to be here for so many years. But my birthday it's my birthday. I really don't celebrate it. This summer though, I'm about to go celebrate my boy Colton. His bachelor party is this summer in San Diego. Shout out to my man CJ. Shout out to Colton. He getting married to Amber. Shout out to Amber. I cannot wait for them both to get married. Colton he was one of my best friends in college, and we literally did almost everything together once we met each other. He was on the track team as well, and I'm excited to be one of his groomsmen, and be a part of the bachelor party, and he's getting married one time in his life, and
big event, milestone.
Big event, man. Like,
congratulations.
It's gonna be the best event, man. I'm excited for this guy, man. I love him, and I can't wait to see. I can't wait to see not only the wedding and the marriage ceremony, but also can't wait to see them live their life together, because he's a friend that I'm gonna always have. So.
We'll have to get him on the podcast.
Yeah, Cole. I'm gonna bring you on the podcast, man, on the halftime radio show. And talk about he's a fireman actually in LA, so I'm sure he has some crazy stories. Yeah. Squirrel, all that stuff down there, and the things he's seen. I'm sure if he could talk about it, I'm sure it would be dope. Yeah. So
I'm excited to hear
that. What else I got planned this summer, man? I don't know, actually. I got a lot of stuff going on right now. I'm the type of person that I don't plan anything until probably 48, maybe 72 hours in advance. If I get a solid week ahead, no, this cool. The one event that I got going on that I got a goodwill notice of is a trip that I'm taking with Jalen and Gerard. Actually, this month we're going out to Phoenix for a golf trip, but for the most part, I'm in DC. You know what I'm saying? I'm in DC, Virginia. I really don't leave and go anywhere. If I'm not there, I'm here in Texas.
So, let me ask. Can I ask you something?
What's up?
I mean, how frequently do you fly out somewhere to get beat by Gerard and Jalen in golf to finish third on a regular basis? Is that a thing? Like, you do once a year, twice a year? Jalen and Gerard are whooping him. Ain't no way. What are you shooting?
I'm going to tell Jalen and Gerard right now, this trip that we got coming up, you better watch out. Your boy going to be stroking them. Pause.
I wasn't going to say it.
I'm just saying. I'm be hitting the balls. I'm be putting them in. Pause. I'm be doing my thing. That's all I'm saying with them balls.
You worse than Luke on American Idol, man. And he had one of those this week too.
What?
He said he was gonna tie up Katy Perry. It's a long story. I don't want to bring it back up because I'm not trying to get the blame for what he said. But that's what he said. He ain't mean it. He apologized.
Look, at the end of the day, man, I cannot wait to go golfing. Look, I love golf. Golf is a great game. It's taught me a lot. You be getting frustrated, I feel like, sometimes with golf, right? And that's the last thing you can do. It's so you have to relax, take a step back, calm down, breathe. I love golf. And this trip that we got coming up, you know, to Phoenix, we're going golf, and it's gonna be 7 of us or something like that. It's gonna be a big group. It's gonna be a fun time, man. And I am obviously not on a level, but my trash talking is on their level. So if I can get in y'all's head while we golfing, just understand that it's going down.
Y'all in trouble.
It's going down.
You better not shoot over a 95.
Because it's going down.
Or 100.
Stop it. I ain't that bad no more. I broke 100. I was bad now. Come on now, YouTube family. Don't roast me now. Hey, look.
I ain't much better, so I ain't even gonna say nothing.
Hey, breaking triple digits is a huge thing. I think it's huge.
True.
It was only 98, but it wasn't 100.
Wasn't 100.
It wasn't 100. But that's it, man. I mean, that's really my earliest plans. But other than that, man, you know, I'm chilling. You know, just you know, work, be out in DC, VA. Back here on the podcast, man. Just bouncing back and forth. You know what I'm saying?
From work to the halftime radio show.
You dig what I'm saying? And y'all know what it is. Thank y'all for tuning in. And make sure y'all like, subscribe, and share this video. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. We thank y'all. Biscuit heads back in the fold. So whenever we have our next guest, hopefully my man will be here. Interrogating them with your boy JB as well. Thank y'all. We appreciate it. See you.